Righty. Hello there. Today I'm Ame Gakita. Pizza. Hello there. How's your day? Well, definitely one thing is that I was I can't recall what's the actual timing that I was supposed to stream today. But yeah. I kind of like started a bit earlier on real life because actually I was like doing for my finally along the line. I was actually doing in real life for my finally along the line. Even I can't deny that sometimes reading is really kind of like a moment of like have to really same time, it's also kind of good to have a bit of reading along the line, then being along the line. Because I was like reading for so long just now, so can't really say it's a good thing or bad thing. And if you don't want to have a reading, I by all means go and say it's a reading. But today, technically, I'm supposed to be like doing for quite a lot of people. I mean, like I got quite a few people wanting me to do the reading. Other than the person who is here, who for some reason also saying like watching. Hey, today is new moon, okay, which basically means there is no moon, okay. And just and the thing was, right, before I start out the stream, I was reading for two people, okay, one for my mom and one for my mate, okay. So the thing was that I have started out before the stream already. I actually start out before the stream, but it's just that you guys don't get to see that because it's privacy. But please be careful of your health, okay, when it's on. You need to take care of yourself. If it's itchy and whatsoever, go and have a wash along the line, okay? Don't go and do something crazy with it, okay? Because I don't want you to go and start doing crazy stuff to... Yeah, I mean, like, technically, you just be careful, okay? Just be careful, okay? Yeah, I mean, like, if it's allergy, you need, even more so you have to be very careful of yourself though when it's on. I'm actually kind of like a bit surprised that when you mentioned that you're watching Detective Corner though. Of all anime that you can watch, you're watching Detective Corner. I kind of like guess it's a good thing though. Let me also ask, I actually got real life friends who want to do reading as well. The side story. I mean, like, it's good though. I mean, like, considering how long it was, like, in terms of like Detective Corner in a way, I kind of a bit surprised that you're watching it though. I thought most of the people don't watch it nowadays. At least from how I look at it though. It was pretty bad. But the second you need to watch your mind out of all those things, because if you want me to do your reading later on, you better be careful, okay? Katlin-san! For Katlin-san, you want me to do your reading as well? Yeah, I did mention you though, but the thing is, do you want me to call you on Discord for easier communication, just in case, before I start the reading? I mean, I haven't started for anyone yet. Just reading something about your joy later, okay. But you guys cannot say that who is the first or who is second, because technically in real life I already did reading for my mom and my maid already, okay? Oh, you guys are just woke up. I'm so honored that I'm making you guys wake up at night time for the reading. I think when it's time for your case, you better need to take care of yourself, okay? Like seriously, you better need to take care of yourself. You want to know about this semester, but in a way I need you guys to understand it is new moon, okay? It's more a new beginning, whatsoever. So to take note that new moon is more on how do I think let me see whether I can search it out for you guys so that you guys have a better understanding. I'm gonna keep this one temporarily below my table, because it's much easier if I search it out and type for you guys to see. So new. Okay. So this is just as a refresher for you guys, if you guys don't know, is that for new moon technically today is more towards like a new beginning and kind of like self-reflection or your inner wisdom along the line to guide you forward along. So for the card reading on a full on an empty moon is basically, or the new moon is more towards like, if you guys want to know what is the thing you guys planning forward, things that you want to go put on along the line. So it's more on that end though. So I'm gonna keep this one out just in case, but at least that's to let you guys know, like if. But at the same time, I think it's more towards like, for Venice Sunrise, it's more towards like you need to know the things that you have in mind. Especially like you guys have to understand, it's like new moon on January, right? It's actually things that you guys need to understand is it's more towards like a new, like what you say, a new beginning, a new start, and it's more towards like reading, what kind of reading along the line. But at the same time, don't expect too much. I mean, it's also kind of like a moment of like, maybe you want to have something planned or something decide. So that normally is December for the ending and January for the start, but in a way, it's more towards like reading it in a way that I don't expect too much, okay? And yet, the first thing I have to say, you gotta have to understand one thing. Of all cards that I can draw at the same freaking time, I got 8 of sword, I got 5 of sword, and I got 7 of sword. Oh, then basically, in a way, is meaning to say that when I was thinking like, is Benny-san trying to lie to me or something along the line? Apparently, it's mean that she is in a very bad situation. Basically, it means that she is in a bad position, in a hurtful scenario. Basically, her skin situation, and she wanting to read out on things that people don't really think too much along the line, as well as that. Yeah, she still want the reading along the line. Benizan, you say that you want something along the line, yet the card was able to write off the verse saying like, hey, you know what you want already. I even going to be bankrupt myself, okay, if I don't be careful. Like, you guys understand one thing is that I have to spend quite a lot in real life. That I wanted to buy the game. I wanted to buy the Digimon game. I couldn't get it for now because of my. In real life, I actually have to spend money for real life stuff along the line, though. So I have to like end up be careful, okay. Is it because of the school situation along the line? I mean, technically, it's even more interesting in a way is that it's supposed to be your parents helping you to pay you for to help out, and then it's like they just basically. No. What I meant is, like, you say you are broke, right? Yes, I know. But the thing is, like, your parents ask you to, like, the thing is, right, your parents ask you to go and study there, and they aren't helping you on that, and it's kind of like, what the heck? That idiot brother of yours? Or a different one? Can I clarify? I need understanding just in case before I do the reading for you, though. Yeah, because technically you have to stay in the dome in the room. Yes, I know you're talking about the idiotic brother that end up destroying your computer. Well, damn. I mean, like, you basically don't care. Okay, I'll do the reading for you. So, do you want to have a proper full reading, or do you want to know what is the path that you might want to head towards, though? At least before I can do the actual reading. Yes, I know full reading, but the issue on hand is, what I meant is, do you want a reading on your path moving forward, or do you want to understand the reading based on what you should be going for? Okay, what you should be going for. Okay, so a magician upside down is ready. You are still a bit confused, but then again, I will just take it that you want to know what is the thing that you should be aiming for, or what is the thing that you need to target towards along the line. And in a way, don't expect too much. It's kind of interesting that this card right off the bat called me out already. But I still need to draw 3 cards for you. Interestingly, this card number 2. I think this card was calling out for number 3. But there is one card that is still calling me. Yes, I know it's causing you a lot. That's why it's like the first card. Because the first card that I draw, that one is calling me in a way. But this 3 card is your current situation. Oh, interesting. It's quite interesting. You got 3. Your first 3 card. Wow. Of all cards that you can draw out, you got Queen upside. You got Queen of War upside down. You got the Temperance card, as well as you got 2 of Cup upside down. In a funny way, right? Okay. The one thing I can definitely say, Temperance card is, if you guys aren't aware, right, Temperance card is quite a strong card, one of the strong card as well. But the issue on hand is that the Temperance card is more towards like your situation, it's affecting your life. So in the most simple term, if I have to say, right, it's more towards like your current self, where you say you are broke, all these things, right? It is referring to your finance in your situation. And King of War upside down is actually kind of interesting in a way, because Queen of it's like in a funny way, okay, it's actually mean that your finance. It's basically this 3 card is meaning your finance, okay? It's kind of funny in a way. Now, the funny thing about Queens of War upside down, right? Normally is in a good way, but you also kind of like feeling insecure about your finance at the moment. I'm not sure. Let me see whether I can zoom in properly for you guys. Give me a while first, guy. Okay. I need to activate. Okay, you guys can see it properly now, right? I think you guys can see it properly now. Okay. So the thing is, right, Queen of War is normally good finance, all this thing. That is like more like there is no issue on your end, but at the same time you're having issue thinking about it. That's why it's like Queen of War is, well, it's not upside down, it's so normally take it as a good card. It's more towards like your current situation. Now, the second thing you got, again, you got 2 of Cup. And I mentioned a lot of time, 2 in my point of view is always a strong card. Not saying like in a bad card. It's more towards like, it's more towards on a choice in a way, and cut in this case is more towards your flow of money in a way. So the only issue on hand is, right, while you have the issue in your mind, the whole card here is trying to tell you you're overthinking right now. Your current situation is telling you you are overthinking. and it's best you don't overthink it. At least from how I look at it though. So it's kind of interesting that your current situation is that your card is telling you right off the bat that you're overthinking. Not saying that it's bad, it's more towards like it's telling you to be careful. Yes, it's because it's related to money. That's why you need to be very, very careful. Now, the second thing is your current self. You got the star card. Normally the star card is one of the good cards, but when it's in regards to thinking about your path you should be heading forward, right, it's more towards like you got hope in a way. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, it's more like you got hope, but you need to make sure that you don't overthink it. The star is always related to hope, because it also means that, but the thing is, right, you have to be very, very careful, especially when it's this star card on a straight line can also mean a bad thing, because it's a naked woman pouring water in a way. So the thing is, right, you need to make sure that I think in this case it's more towards like you need to pour away all your stress, all your unwanted thinking, and let it go and hope for the best. That's why star card, right, outright can mean good, but outright can also mean bad if you don't take it in a good way though. So it is telling you that you still got hope, your current still got hope, but you can't overthink it. That's the issue. You're trying not hard enough. Now, your future wise, you got King of Pentacles. Okay, pendulum again is related to coin and is related to finance, but King of Pentacles upside down is actually considered a good thing in a way. Not saying like in a bad way, okay. Like pendulum, if I recall, it was actually trying to tell you that it's more towards like it won't go in the way that you hate it, but it's more towards like you're gonna give yourself things that is not going in a good direction. So in terms of finance, the moment you start stressing over it, you're gonna have like you're gonna end up spending even more money though. So your last card is your future. You're gonna end up spending money, not wrong, but you need to be very, very careful, because the thing is, the moment you start giving yourself stress, right, you're gonna just end up spending money over nothing though. And I was like thinking of like who can help you. For some reason it's showing me the lover card. I don't think I need to explain anymore, right? I was thinking like the card, that was the card that say who can help you, your lover. V8 Sun is going to help you. I know you can't depend on him, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The issue on hand is that because you're telling me right now all the issue you're facing, because you feel bad, but he's caring for you, he loves you, that he actually giving you and not demanding anything though. So I think it's more towards like you better give him a good kiss, okay? But I think it's more towards like, in a way I would definitely say is he is your hope in a way though, from how I look at it. Because if the moment you start having like overthinking it, right, you won't go in a good way though. Yes, I know, Vanessa. He's doing it for you. He is your knight, of course. He's your knight. He's the someone that is caring for you. This was the card they say outright as well. I think, right, Vanessa, you should be actually be happy in a way. In a way right now is that he's caring for you in a good way, and I think that's a good thing. Now secondly, you need to understand one thing is that the finance one is more on your family issue that I cannot say anything bad. It's more towards that your parents do want you to study well, and I think it's also, as for me as your virtual VTuber papa, is that I also want you to study well. So I know that you don't want to burden your finance issue, and for my reading on your case is that you in future you won't have that issue, but the issue on hand is that because you are stressing yourself over it right now, that you are giving yourself unwanted stress, that you are giving yourself unwanted hope as well. So you need to have a proper hope. You need to have the right hope, but you can't give yourself unwanted stress. That's the issue. Because if you give yourself a false hope, you're gonna end up being in a bad situation. You won't be able to study properly. You won't be able to get a good score and graduate. So I think for your case, right, you need to be very, very cautious about how you're gonna spend your time or this thing. But it's more towards like you need to understand that you need to empty, yes, you need to empty your mind in a good way. You need to hope that you can study properly along the line, and hope that you can at least wish for that proper future. Again, like I mentioned at the time when I did the reading for you, that you're gonna have a good future, but that is only if you work hard on it. But at the same time, not stressing yourself too much in a way that giving yourself unwanted stress and then give yourself unable to have a proper reading. So overall, I don't think for Vanessa, your case is more towards like don't give yourself unwanted stress. And hello there, how's your day? Yeah, right now is doing tarot card reading. So Vanessa, I think it's more towards like your one is kind of like set in mind already, set in place. Your situation is more towards like you don't really want to give yourself this kind of like problem in a way that giving yourself issue along the line. Okay. Yeah, try to relax whenever you can. Okay. At the very least, I don't think I need to do your reading too much along the line, because if because I was asking like if you're gonna end up doing something crazy, you get the full cut. Okay, so don't you dare. Okay, Vanessa. I know. The thing is, it is a freedom in your way. The things that you do is in a good way. Don't give yourself unwanted stress. But once like you technically need to act like a fool in a way right now, saying like even your brother giving you issue along the line, you have to act like as if like you don't really mind that it's a family, it's all these things, but at the same time you don't really want to give yourself unwanted stress, giving yourself under all the thing along the line, especially all these things. Yes, focus on your study, and I think you should be actually on the right path to success though. Even though I'm doing reading for you along the line, even the deck is aware of it. Even the deck is aware of it. Okay, at the very least, I did a reading for you already, okay. But at the same time, it's more towards like your finance issue, more towards that I think it's more towards that you don't want to give yourself stress over money or this thing, and I think that's a good mindset. But the issue on hand is that if you give yourself, you might be off call. So you prefer me to do it here right now instead? Karen-san, you prefer me doing it right now? Okay. Hai, wakata. I feel like you learning English is also not from somewhere very interesting. It's the doujin. I think for Vanessa is more towards that your reading is always end up being on the case of like you want on those kind of like English. It's not saying like it's bad or whatever. It's more towards that your reading sometimes can be very interesting along the line. Not saying it's bad. Technically you also play Hokkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, all these things, so it's like you're also learning English from them. And if anything else wrong, MiHoYo, you guys need to be careful on that end. Okay, but for Karen-san, maybe you can type for me what is the thing that you want to have your reading along the line. I mean, like your 12 months already been read once, can't do another reading for you, but I think it's more towards like anything you have in mind for your reading along the line. Unless you need me to show you like the new moon reading along the line. And at the same time, don't you dare think a lot right now, okay? For some reason, Kathleen-san, you are thinking a lot. Hold on, the tarot card is aware. New moon is new beginning. Like assuming that you want to know the path you're gonna have for 2026 around this whole year in a summarized form, I guess. Or maybe like something that you have in mind. Okay. This is gonna use up quite a lot of my energy in a way, but I have to make sure that you guys are getting the payment done, okay? Not saying like you guys have to pay me along the line, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's more towards like you guys have to make sure that anything bad or anything good happen, you guys have to take it that is your name, is your thing, is whatever the thing is that. And if it's a good thing, you guys have to accept it. If it's a bad thing, you guys have to deal with it, okay? You guys are living through with it. I'm not gonna defend you guys anymore at this point of time. But in a way, at the very least, don't think it in a bad way, okay? Now, interestingly, Karen-san just said new moon, so I'm gonna assume it's basically 2026 in the generalized form along the line, and I'm gonna do 5 card reading. Interestingly, that is... Yep. The card say I'm on the right track. So it's a 5 card reading. So for Karen-san, I have to say it's more towards like, yeah, you can say what Vanessa. For Karen-san is like the 5 card reading is the first card the general fortune, then followed by your world in a way, then related to your Kurumi, sorry, but I have to put the love in as number 3. Number 4 will be your health, and then number 5 will be more towards like things you might have to be on careful mode along the line. Okay, so I think that will be the 5 card reading for Kathleen-san. Hey, I have to do reading for Kurumi later on, you know. Yeah, go and have a proper rest, okay? And this card outright saying number one. This card. Interestingly, this card is calling me. And this card. Last one, you need to be very careful. Ah. Interesting. Technically 5 card. Technically it's 5 card. But things you need to be very careful, you got 2 cards. Okay, so basically general, your work, your love, your health, and things you need to be careful about. Let's start with your overall. Hey, Kelly-san. You got the sun. You got the sun. You I know you do a bit of reading yourself, so I think I don't need to explain too much. But the issue on hand is that the sun has 2 meaning. One in the outright form is good and bad at the same time. So I'm gonna say the bad thing first. You're gonna suffer a little bit because the sun is hot. The sun is very, very hot. But on the second hand, is also a good card because it means that you're gonna have a very good 2026. So in a way, we can definitely say that your 2026 is gonna be a good year, but you need to bear with those small little suffering like the hot sun, the heat from the sun along the line. So you have that is only the suffering. So it's likely mean that there will be something that will be affecting you here and there, but your overall you should not have any issues. So I don't think you need to worry on that end. Now for your work as your VTuber, you got 3 of Cups. Can I take it that tomorrow we can enjoy your video? Okay, basically for your work, right? In a way, your work is going to flow in a good way, especially more like 3 of Cups, right? I mean, like in a way, cup is related to work most of the time, and especially like 3 of Cups, right? It's actually kind of like in a way that you have happiness, you have victory, all these things. So I can assume that your video is going in the right direction, is going nicely, but you need to be cautious about it. And other than that, you should be going in a good way. So once that is out, I think you should really just make use of it, going as what you should be going for, and I think you should have no issue along the line though. So at least when I look at it, it seems to me that you are actually having quite a good reading today though. Now for your lover, the chalet upside down. It is. Okay, chalet is normally like in a way it's a car, it's a moving carriage, all this thing, and in the most simple generalized form, it's telling you to have a stop moment. Not saying like you must stop the relationship. Okay, it's more towards like it seems to me that you and your love both is facing something that is causing the both of you to stop at the moment. It seems that is telling me right now that you and your love right now, the both of you are facing some like a pause in the love. Not saying that there is no love, don't get me wrong, or whatever. It's more towards like there is a pause. Like some sort of like it can also mean there is quarrel, okay? It can also mean that it's a quarrel between the both of you. So I gonna assume that's the case right now. Is there some sort of quarrel between the both of you or something along the line? I seriously have no idea though. Situation based understandable too. If that's the case, I think in a way it's best that both of you need to, not saying like quarrel or fight, okay, don't get me wrong. I think it's more towards like you both need to pause in a way. The pause is this thing is telling you to pause, to stop talking about it, to not step into moment of fighting along the line, because it's like it's telling you that there may be a quarrel in future if you're not careful enough. So in a way, I think this is telling you that you and your love both of you need to pause in a way, look at, take a break in a way, but it's kind of like take a step back. Not saying like need to break up all this thing, okay, don't get me wrong. It's more like you both need to step back, look at things from each perspective again, and then discuss it in a good way. Because shadow card upside down always tend to mean that when it comes to love, it's always mean that you both need to have a pause, need to understand, give yourself each timing, and not really saying like argue or whatever. It's more towards like having a proper communication to understand what is the thing that you both are facing, or maybe it's things that is causing the situation based understandable, whatever along the line. But at the same time, you both need to have a proper talk, but at the same time making sure that you can both go in a good way. So together, okay, not in a separate form, okay. This is telling you to tell you that, okay. But you both need to accept the moment of like people may not like it, but if you both are happy about it, I think there should be no issue along the line though. Now for your health, I'm gonna pong both an emotional down moment. Yeah, I think you need to be very careful, okay. Now you got the demon card. Hey, it's not the death card, it's kind of good in a way, okay. I got the death card, it's kind of like something happened to me, okay. Now demon card, well, upside down is still a bad card, but in a way it's kind of like a weaker version, not in a strong way along the line. So you need to take care of your health, okay, Karin-san. You need to care about, basically, I think the stress. Yeah, the sun is hot, don't get me wrong. But because the sun is hot, if you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna get sick. Basically, is that in a way, it can also mean that if you give yourself stress or unwanted stress, you're gonna get yourself mentally ill as well. So I think for your situation, right, Karin-san, it's more towards like you need to be very, very careful on both your physical health as well as your mental health. So I think overall you just need to be taking care of your health. But if you got the demon card upside down, well, it's a weaker version, you may get sick, but if it's more towards that, it's caused by mental health more on the end, and I think you just need to be very, very careful. Because the thing you need to be very careful is Nine of Wands and out in outright form, as well as Eight of Cups upside down. 9 of what normally mean that you are doing a lot of work. You're gonna end up giving stress to yourself. And 8 of Cups, in a way, not in a bad way, it's more towards that you're gonna give yourself unwanted stress. It's more towards like, as I call out, you end up giving yourself unwanted stress along the line. But not in a bad way. So the thing is, right, and Rich is on holiday. How's the day? Yes, it's very, very blue. I mean, I'm a blue cat. So, okay, for your case, right, 8 of Cups upside down is not a bad thing, okay? Don't get me wrong. Okay, for your case, it can also mean happiness. So in the thing you need to be very, very careful, okay? It's more like you get, because you got a lot of work in a way, like people is probably gonna give you commission, people gonna make you do work, or maybe ask you to do more live stream along the line, and you're happy about it. But in a way, it can also mean a bad thing because you're gonna give yourself unwanted sickness, unwanted illness along the line. So it's more towards like you need to be very cautious that yes, you need to be very cautious on that end though. So the thing is, right, you need to understand one thing is that, well, it is good that you are having more things to do, but if you give yourself stress or if you don't take care of your health, you're gonna get sick. So in a way, the top card, overall your general everything is in a good direction, don't get me wrong, but it's more towards like, because of good thing happening, you tend to overlook it. That's why cutting son, you need to be very, very cautious on that end though. Hola, you see the card even is warning you already. So I think for Kelin-san, it's good that everything is going in a good way. Is a good thing. Overall, your overall like is a hot sun is a good thing. But you also, well, you getting a lot of things coming out in a good way and you're happy about it. But if you don't take care of your health, or if you give you unwanted stress, you may end up getting sick. So you need to be very, very cautious about the things that is happening to you. And overall, your work is going in a good direction. It's just that for your love, you and your love, both of you need to be very cautious about on things that is happening. Maybe take a pause. Not saying like need to break up whatever. It's more towards a pause. Chit chat. Talk about all the things to kind of like break the ice along the line. I think that would be the best way to go. But for you, overall, you yourself, you need to make sure that you need to rest out properly, okay? Because you got the demon card upside down. It means that you might get sick. And you need to be very, very cautious of your health, okay? I suffer from a stroke myself is one thing, but I don't want you guys to get sick as well, okay? So that is one thing you need to be very, very cautious, okay, Karin-san? Yeah, that's overall your reading for so far in generalizing of 2026 in a way though. So at least I think this should actually answer the thing on things that you're thinking about in a way. Not saying like it's bad or whatever, it's more towards like it was kind of like something that you kind of know. But at the same time, it's more towards like it's just something that the card just warning you along the line though. Isn't that a good thing? At least it's in a good way though. Your overall, I wouldn't say it's in a bad way because of the demon card, but it's more towards like the sickness happen because of you overworking yourself or you not taking care of yourself. So you need to take note of that end. Be careful of yourself, and I think overall I think you should be fine as in a way though. So I don't think you need to worry too much on that end. But if not, I'll be telling someone else to take care of you. Okay. Also, make sure the Kurumi is here to do the reading. I'm gonna do a few more reading, don't need to worry guys. Richie-san, you want to be next? Richie-san, you got something in mind already? Hey, Richie-san is back here already, okay? you go and ask her. I know she's sleeping. She even messaged me earlier. It's actually more right now is the new moon one. It's more stronger for me to do the reading, a proper reading as well. So okay, Richard-san. Have you in mind what you want to have a reading? If so, type the thing, not really the whole thing, okay? Don't give me the whole thing, okay? Type in a way that what kind of reading you want. Not saying like what kind of full reading. It's more towards like the question you have in mind. You know, you can scroll a little bit along the line. Today is a new moon. Technically, I mean, just for Richie-san's sake, technically new moon, basically the no moon in a way, okay, is basically in this form. Fresh start, intention setting, planting seed for new goal, focusing on institution potential or inner guidance as you begin a new cycle along the line. What's your fortune? Okay. I'm gonna take it in as a generalized form, just like how Katlin-san won in a way. At least from how I look at it. And it seems that it's fine with that. Huh. It's indicating your one will be very smooth. Ah, interesting. I'm kind of curious. I need to. It'll be a smooth one, but the issue on hand is that it's not calling me out at the moment. So I'm gonna assume that I need to don't need to suffer it nicely, but I need to do something like this. Oh, it's calling me now, really. It's calling me. Five card reading. In general, number 1 is your overall luck. Your number 2 is your work. Your number 3 will be love. Number 4 will be your health, and number 5 will be things you need to be on the lookout. And this card calling me already. This bottom card is calling me. But for some reason, this card is telling you to be cautious. This card is calling for your work. This card is calling out for your love. I also need... No, okay, this one is not calling anymore. Two cards in regards to your health. You guys might not be aware, actually, I'm not actually unable to see the card properly because it's more of the time I have to close my eyes to draw the card, okay? So if the way I draw it look weird, yeah, that's how it is in a way though. Now, interesting. Before I open up the card that you need to advise on, you got 8 of Cups. And you got Wheel of Fortune. Your work is the Knight of Wands. Huh. Your love is... Better don't step into it. Your health is something you need to be cautious about, and you need to be careful. And things you need to be on the lookout. The Emperors. You got freaking 4 major cards. Dude, I can feel my energy gone in a way already right now. give me a while. Thing is, your one is both good and bad. Okay, this one I think Kathleen will understand in my form, but the thing is, right, if I have to say how good is it, it's very good, but how bad it is, very, very bad. So for Richie-san, how are you able to draw both good and the extreme good and the extreme bad at the same time? I'm actually surprised though. I'm extremely surprised in a way, especially things you need to be on the lookout is the Empress upside down as well. So, because the thing is, right, the Emperor upside down can mean good and bad at the same time, okay? So, we'll start from your first card, which is technically 8 of Cups, and technically it's also your Wheel of Fortune in a way. So, basically, in a way, right, well, upside down, 8 of Cups normally mean happiness in a way, but outright, right, it's actually more on... You tend to give people joy, or you tend to be having like good things happening in a good way. So in a way, is that you have good thing happening to you as overall, and that's the reason why you need to think that you are in a good direction. Because Wheel of Fortune is mean that your fortune overall is in a good way, at least from how it's telling me, and at least that's how it seems to me in a way that your luck is in a good direction, but you can't take it for granted, at least from how I look at it. Because if you take it for granted, the wheel of fortune will just like a wheel. It will turn in a bad way, and I think it's more towards that you need to be cautious of that end. So overall, your fortune is good, but you need to be very, very careful on that end, and I think overall that would be a good thing. Now, for your work, you got the Knight of Sword, and normally in a way it not mean that you are working hard, you are working in a good way, in a good condition. Other than 50-50, okay, please listen. Last year my stroke, I already kind of like survived 50-50 in a way. Okay, 50, like I got 50% of the doctor don't want to do the operation on me, and 50% of the doctor decided to decide on the operation along the line. Okay, so in a way I really go like my operation was a 50-50 as well. Okay. Even though it's 30% chance of survival. But that being said, for your case, right, your work is going in a good direction, it's going in a good way, but you need to be cautious, you need to be very careful in a way, because it's that for you may end up overworking because you are a knight. Knight tend to do a lot, just go for it. People tell you to do, you do it. And that is one of the reasons why you need to be very, very careful, regardless of how you guys go about it. Because I don't want you to go and work in a way that get you sick along the line, especially more so that I'll go to your health later on. So overall, you're working in a good direction, but just be careful on that end. Now you got the Tower card. And Tower card never is a good card because it's destruction, and upside down also mean destruction, but to a lesser degree in a way. But in a way, right, upside down in a way, it can also, when it comes to love, I think this one, I think Kathleen, you can learn a little bit. It can also mean that you are taking it in a way that you are forcing it to what you want to go. You're kind of like the one leading it. You are the one that is causing it as well. So in a way, it seems to me that if you're thinking about love, you need to be kind of funny in a way. Yes, yandere in a way, that you have to force it, you have to make it happen yourself. Because the thing is, right, I know a lot of people will be saying like Tower card destruction, yes, but when it comes to love, it's more towards like when it comes to some cases, it can also mean that you have to force it. It's not mean that the love will not happen. It's more towards that you have to hope for it to happen and make it work in a way. So the reason why I say like it's good in a way, but the thing is, right, not everyone might think of it in a good way though. Four of the card already is very accurate. You have no idea how powerful of a card reader I am, okay? You have no idea how that is one of the reasons why I got quite a few people I got quite a few people coming to me for reading again. Even Kathleen-san have quite a few reading done by me. Vanny-san have quite a few done by me along the line, okay? You can't type it here. Because maybe some of the word you need to be very careful. Maybe type some of the word in 0 or not O or 0 or something along the line. But in a way, you have to like the thing is, right. The thing is, disaster card normally we always tend to be saying like it's a bad card. Don't get me wrong, it's in a bad way. But the thing is, right, for your case when it comes to love, you have to force it. You have to make it work along the line, and it may lead to in a way that you might not accept it. But at the same time, from my understanding of you, is that is what you want it to go about. That is what you want it to lead to the direction you're hoping for. And even if you're gonna get hurt, it's something you want it. But at the same time, it seems to me that it might end up working. but you need to be very careful on your health as well. So you got the High Priestess card upside down, and you also kind of have Tree of Pentacles outright. So in regard is that the High Priestess is normally the healer card, the healing moment, and it seems to me that I know your health condition, so don't get me wrong. I think it's more towards like in a way, right? You need to be very, very careful with your health. You need to be cautious of it. Not saying like it need to be happening in a bad way. Don't need to worry, Nemu-san. I'm still reading. But at the same time, it's more towards like you need to be cautious of your health, you need to take care of it, and you need to work hard for it. That's why this card is actually on top of it actually. So for your situation, right, Richie-san, your health condition may not be in a good way, mental health, physical health, whatever, but you need to work hard on it, make sure that it's in a good direction, and then you should be able to have a good way of healing up along the line. Now, for your last card, things you need to be, yeah, it will balance it out, but you need to take care of yourself carefully, okay? You need to take care, like even if it balances out, you still need to be very, very careful, because if you don't careful enough, you might end up in the wrong direction, because High Priestess card upside down is normally it's not can be a dangerous form when it comes to health. So you need to work hard carefully, okay? Now for your last card, things you need to be very careful. This one, okay, I have to tell you guys one thing. Emperor's card outright downright have good and bad. In your case, it telling me that you need to be careful of two things in a way. It can tell you that you need to be very careful of kindness, or you can also need to be very careful of enemy that may come after you. That's why you have two meaning. Because the thing is, right, the Emperor's upside down normally can mean kindness. But at the same time, it can also mean that there will be enemy coming after you. I don't know who though. I have to at least highlight that. But it would seem that there may be someone aiming after you, because it can also mean that there may be someone coming after you in a way though. So you need to be very careful. So but the thing is, right, well, you need to be very careful. You just need to be cautious of them in a way that you need to cause confusion to them. So in a way, it's more towards like they will get the confusion. They are like Pokemon, getting hit with confusion. I think along the line. So I don't think you need to worry too much on that end. Well, the bad reading is like really the extreme bad, but your good reading is also extremely good. So I guess in a way your one is really a balanced reading today. But overall, I would say your overall reading, right, the thing you need to be very cautious is that, well, you may have a 50-50% chance. It's more towards that you need to be cautious, like you need to accept the goodness, but you also need to make sure that all the bad things that are happening to you, right, you need to be cautious of them. You need to, can't say like you have to fight against it. You more towards that you need to try to avoid it, or try to ignore it or push it aside along the line, so that it won't affect you in a negative way. But overall, you still need to be very cautious of your health. You still need to be careful of your health along the line. If not, I will go to Malaysia just to find you and then bang you in the head with a 3-meter packet, okay? But other than that, can I say that the reading is just for I know like 4 card is really kind of like very accurate in a way, and the last card for some reason it seemed to be also kind of like hitting you at the same time. Which is, can I say the reading is too accurate for you? Is it too accurate for you? Can I assume that's the case? In case anyone want to know, she replied me, it's all hitting her at the same time. It's hitting like this is a new moon reading, okay? It's kind of like a moment of yeah. I don't know. It's hitting Richard's sun in such a way that not that I can probably say it. Like you gotta understand. I was taught by a powerful tarot card reader, a master. She may have passed away due to her old age, but out of her 10 students, like she got quite a lot of students, but her 10 actual student, she did say that I'm her best one, okay? Not that I want to brag about it, okay? I have to at least highlight that. But it's more towards like, when it comes to tarot card reading, it's like one of the things that I think a lot of people will go around and say that maybe some people who are crap, whatever, along the line, or just kind of like scammer along the line. But when it comes to me, I never really take it as a whatsoever. You can agree after my card warn you about your mom. But at the same time, it's more towards like, I never use greed or whatever when I do the reading for you guys. It's really an actual reading for you guys, and it's really kind of like I always make it a thing for you guys. Is that if it's a bad card reading, it's a warning, but if it's a good card reading, accept it in a good way, but you have to be careful as well. So overall, I think it's more towards like good card, bad card. It's never always been something that you guys have to be cautious, even though I'm a powerful reader, but it does not mean that it's something that you guys have to go around and say that in a good way or in a bad way. It's more towards like you guys need to be cautious of it in a way so that it will not give you guys a bad reading or whatsoever along the line though. It's always like this though. So it's more towards something like this that you guys need to be cautious about in a way though. But at the same time, I find it funny is that last time Nemo-san didn't tell me about the reading on the mom, and for some reason the card was able to call off the mom. So, Nemo-san, before I read that card, can I assume that when you asking me for a tarot card reading, you want to know, is it in regards to your mom? As well as that is also kind of like what you want to know something else as well, and more towards that you need to know whatsoever. But at the same time, I'm just gonna show you like the reason why I have to again for Nemo-san is that because new moon reading, right, in the new moon there is no moon at the moment, so it's more towards a spread of fresh start. It's normally a new beginning, as well as the planting of seed for new goal, as well as like focusing on institution potential and interguidance as you begin a new cycle along the line. So that's basically a new moon. So that's why I was saying like it has to be today in a way, because I don't see any moon. It's an empty sky at this point of time. So at the same time, I feel like you're gonna ask about your mom along the line. So can I assume that that is what you want? Not really, but you just have to worry about, cause it could be anything, and for your mom, cause it's a 1 from 100, and when you're thinking about it, this card say King of Pentacles. Oh my. Oh my. And then you also got something else to read, and it seems that you already planned it already, because you got Tree of what? You already planted it, but at the same time, you're also unsure about it. That's why you got King of what upside down. Huh. King of Pendulum outright about your mom. This is a little bit concerned in a way. Not in a bad way, I have to at least highlight that. It's more towards like you need to be cautious of her in a way though. But not in a bad way. I have to at least highlight that. At least let me show you guys the reason why I say it can be taken as in a good form. So if I kind of like show you guys the focusing correctly first, because I need to focus it correctly first. At least I need to focus it correctly. I need it to focus it correctly. That's why I need to configure it. Okay, so the thing is, right, King of Pendulum in outright form is normally mean realizing intelligence, business, and normal intelligence as a deal. Sometimes medical gift and attention of this kind success in those paths. So in a way, it's a good thing it's not upside down. I have to highlight that. Okay, I have to at least highlight that. The issue on hand, right? You need to be cautious in a way. It's more towards that your mom might be planning something. Your mom might be planning something that we do not know of, and you need to be cautious of it. Because the thing is, King of Pendulum, just to showcase, Pendulum is coin. The king is holding onto the coin. It means that your mom might be planning something that even if you say the debt is gone, she might plan something on hand already. So you need to be very, very cautious. So this one is Nemu-san. Richie-san, this one a new Titan viewer that you might not be aware of. So you need to be cautious of that end. Now, in regard is that your student loan of this thing is that you already plan what you want in your mind to have the reading. So Venison already gone already. But this one is Nemu-san. N-E-M-U. Venison is gone already. Venison is the other one. Yeah, your no, don't need to worry, Richie-san. At least now you know. Hey, I'm growing in subscriber count, okay? I'm increasing in subscriber count, Richie-san. And okay, in case Richie-san are unaware, I think I will let you guys be aware as well. There is two moments where I have to play horror game, okay? Number one, both different situations, both can get me into playing one horror game, okay? So if I get 100 viewers, I have to play a horror game. 100 concurrent. So right now, you guys only see 5, but if I get to 100, that will be the moment when you guys will get to be happily hearing an old man like me screaming. So that is number one. So if I get up to 100 concurrent viewer, I think it's like I have to play a horror game. Now, second thing is 1K subscriber. That is between me and Neji-san. Neji-san did say that she will cosplay as me in real life when I get to 1K subscriber. But the issue on hand is I have to play a horror game. Because she loved me to scream again, so I have to play that horror game. And Michi-san, you already you already causing me to make a third path that I actually set on Twitter though, and I bet you guys don't even see the Twitter. Even if I'm not in a good condition to play, I will still have to play it because it's I will have to put up the heart meter to play. If I'm not in the condition to play, I'm really serious. I'm suffering already. But at the same time today, I actually put up this. So actually today I actually post this. So in a way, right? My super chat at the moment is actually Singapore $1, and for me to receive the payment, I have to receive a minimum of $150. Okay, so I actually say that so far I did that when I reach 1k sub or having 100 CCV, I will have to play a horror game each, and I actually say it this way that maybe I should add me reaching that YouTube minimum as well on playing a horror game. So I don't want you guys to start spamming me on super chat, but there is no way there is anyone out there crazy enough to give me that amount of money just to get a horror game to play, okay? So I don't want you guys to go and just take it as a mean for me to say that, hey, you guys want me to suffer along the line, okay? Don't let... Okay, Fanny-san and Neji-san is not around, so I don't need to worry on that end, but I don't want them to be aware of it. It's not expensive, but don't you dare think about it. Oh, I must forget Kelly-san is still here. Don't tell the others, okay? Kelly-san, don't you dare. Don't you dare, okay? Don't you dare think about it. I know you might be asking of the other people along the line, some of your viewers along the line who know me for along the line, but don't you dare tell them, okay? Just because I've had normal relationship with everyone as a friendship along the line, don't you think? Dude, why am I going through all these things? Dude, I'm really suffering from even saying about playing horror game, okay? Okay, good, that's good. At least good for my health. For some reason, this card is telling me something. If you guys are wondering, it's basically Queen of Cup upside down, and it's normally mean that it will happen. How am I supposed to react now? Even my tarot card is telling me. How am I supposed to react right now? I have no idea. Okay, Nemo-san, let's do your proper reading. Do you want... Okay, for Nemo-san, is there a specific thing in mind that you want to have a proper reading? Or do you want to have just a generalized form of reading, which is kind of like a 5-card reading, which is first card generalization, second card your work, third card your love, fourth card your health, 5-card things to avoid along the line? Or do you want any other kind of reading along the line? Hello there. Thanks for the reading. It helped you. Hey, at least the tarot card helped you. Yeah, I can do a reading in a because today is the new moon reading. Anything but not love. So I'm gonna do 3-card reading for you then. Not interested? Okay. Okay, 3-card reading for you then. Oh. 3-card reading it is because it's a 4 of cards with the bonus. So basically 3-card reading with an additional bonus along the line. So okay. So it's really kind of like 4-card in a way, but it's technically 3-card. So technically for Nemo-san say it's actually basically generalized work and then kind of like health. Basically the 3-card. Things is more on like don't need to step anything else. So interestingly, this card telling me to take note as about the bonus. Now interestingly, this card is really wanting to get called out as your work. And then this card, your current one, and this card is your health. Venice-san, hello there. Okay, not love, but this one is more on things you need to take note. Okay, this one is the bonus. So for your one is general. Your general one, you got Queen of Pendulum. Yep, you're concerned about your money. It's true. Your general is basically mean that you're gonna be concerned about your money, and I think it's more towards like it's not really a big card. It's kind of like the medium card along the line, but you still need to be very cautious about your money. For your case, it's because it's like in a way, if we know your mom gonna set things against you along the line, yeah, all the more you need to be very cautious in a way. So normally, right, you like. In a way, if I have to showcase it, right, I'm not sure you guys can see it or not, but suspicious and mistrust, all these things, evil, fear, all these things, okay, Queen upside down, okay. So in a way, you need to be cautious about your money in a way. So in overall, I think. Yeah, go again, Venice-san, don't need to worry. And Richie-san, that is the referee is basically Venice-san. Okay, for Nemo-san, you need to be cautious of evil in a way because it's more towards like, I think it's more your mom is going to plan something big against you. So I think overall you need to be very cautious on that end. And the one that said, yeah, the one that said goodnight is Venice-san. Okay, so I think for Nemo-san, you need to be very cautious on your end, but overall your money is going to be affected in a way. So I think you need to be cautious. But in regards to your work, you got 6 of Cups. It means that your work is going in a good way because cup in this case, right, is your flow. Like normally cup is like a flow in a way, so it's telling me that your flow of job is going to come in nicely, it's going to come in the good way, and I think you should not be worried on that end. But you need to be cautious of things that people might be asking demand in a way. But I think other than that, you do not need to worry on in regards to how it is like. But overall, I think it should be in a good direction. So for Nemu-san, your work is in a good direction. Now, your health, you got the Hermit. Now, technically, like people is trying to give you more commission along the line, so I think you don't need to worry on that end. But the Hermit card for your health is a little bit concerned. I have to highlight this, okay? Hermit card, right? Normally, well, it can be bad, but it can also mean good. But the thing is, right, when it comes to health, is something you need to be cautious about. Because I mean, like, it's more towards like you don't take care of your health along the line. So no, it's not sheltered. It's more towards like Nemu-san might not end up taking good care of her health, and in a way she yeah, you put it to the low priority. That's why it's like you're gonna get hurt in a way, like a hermit. Because it's like the moment you get hurt, it's gonna be a problem in future. So I think for your health, you need to be taking good care of yourself. You need to be cautious of your health, because if well, your work is like, well, there may be evil around you, don't get me wrong, but your work is going in a good direction, so don't let it affect you in a bad way. But you need to be cautious of your health overall. So I think in a way your reading is actually telling me that you need to be cautious of your health while taking good care of your work, because your work is going in the right direction along the line. So overall, I don't think you need to worry too much on your end, and I'm shaking my head in a good way. So I think you need to not worry about too much on the end, but things you need to be cautious. Another king card. And it's the king of sword. Yeah, I think in a way we can definitely say it's definitely your mom. Because just in case, okay, King of Swords, if you guys can see, although a bit small, evil intention is the main problem, or it can be a breach of faith. So for Nemu-san, things you need to be cautious about is actually like I guess it's really your mom. You need to be very cautious, because it's like she's gonna do something to you in a bad way. We may not take it as a bad way, but it's like in a way the card is telling you that you need to be cautious at her along the line. There could be also other thing. Don't get me wrong. It could be other thing. I mean, like in real life, it can be other people taking advantage of you along the line. But overall, that would be a bad intention coming towards you. So that would be the thing you need to be careful in a way. So it's kind of interesting that this card actually called me out on the 3 card go right off the bat though. Yeah, but overall, I think it's more towards like, you know, it's telling you more than 3 times. But the thing is, right, it's more towards your finance is still gonna be in a way affecting you. But I don't think you need to worry too much at the end, because your work is going smoothly. So yeah, you definitely need to be cautious on that end. And at the same time, please take care of your health, okay, Nemu-san. Please take care of yourself. Because I want you to take care of yourself, okay? Because if you don't take care of your health, that's gonna be a problem, okay? But overall, I would definitely say your reading is still considered not bad though. Because it's like, yep, this card saying that you got Knight of Cup, which means that you are going in a good direction, you are going in a good way. You need to defend yourself because you are a knight, but you need to be very careful in a way to care for your health along the line. This is the card that gives you the last card about yourself. So I don't think we need to worry too much on that end, but just make sure, please take care of your health, and then I think it should be all okay though. Okay, Nemu-san? So your money is basically, well, you are not interested in love, but yeah, I mean, the card kind of like outright saying all these things correctly already. So okay, let's see. Dano-san, or actually what's the full actual name? Dano? I know that I did the reading for at the time. Are you still there? Just in case, today is a new moon reading, so they just to showcase again. I don't mind showing case every single time. Will this be a good year for writing book? Oh, you already got an idea on what you need to read. And you already have a plan on it. So yeah, I think for your case, I think it'll be more on a 3 card reading. It'll be a 3 card reading along the line. Okay, sorry. Let me show you again. So new moon reading, because basically today there is no moon, so it's a new moon, and it's more on like you really have a you want to have a fresh start, or you have a new goal. So today is a very good reading. So in a way, I kind of I guess it's like, is it a good year for reading? Oh, sorry. That's the scene that you guys can see. But I mean, like, in a way, is that you want to know, is it a good year for reading? And I'm gonna assume it as a 3-card reading. More on like, first card would be, is it a yes or no? Or it will be more towards like, is it a yes or no, okay? And then at the same time, for your case, it will be, the second card would be more on, are you going in the right direction? It might be 1 or 2 cards, but most of the time 1 card is more than enough. And then the last card will be, is there something you need to be cautious about? So that would be the 3 cards you need to be cautious, okay? So we're going to do the reading, and interestingly, you got Judgment card. It's going to judge you. Huh. Interesting. The tarot card is going to judge you on that. Oh, you better be careful. And interestingly, this card was calling me out from earlier. This card was calling me out as the second card. Things you need to be cautious about. Oh. Interesting. So, 3 card is, first card yes or no, second card is are you going in the right direction, and third card is thing you need to be cautious about. And right off the bat, you got the Death card. Ah, and it's upside down. Queen of Wands. Alright. 5 of Pentacles. I guess I'm going to have to do the same thing as how Mona mentor doing the reading for Paimon in a way. But Death card. And it's not outright, okay? It's kind of interesting. It's upside down. Is okay, this one I have to at least highlight in a way that I don't want you guys to take it as a is a bad card, okay? Sometimes that card can be a good card in a way, okay? That card, when it's upside down, right, is I think I'll just show you guys the reading in a way. So I'm gonna like refresh it so that you guys can see it. So that I need to like close the camera and then reopen it again, so give me a while. So Death card, right, in reverse, it can mean not in a bad way, and it's kind of like the first card, but when it's upside down, it's kind of like sleeping, all these thing, and not really like in a bad way. But at the same time, you need to be cautious of it. So in a way, is it a yes or is it a no? If it's an outright, it's a no. But in a outright, you can take it in a good way, especially like you got Queen of Wands. And Queen of Wands outright, well, the thing is, right, Queen of Wands is normally like not in a bad way. So if we showcase it right, it's your topic in a good way. If we actually look at it, I would have to refocus it every single time. Automatically. So Queen of Wands, just to showcase. Like normally it means that in the way that you are going in the right direction and you're thinking of money in a way, but that is kind of like something you need to be cautious about. If it's in upside down, you're on the right track. But if it's outright, you need to be cautious of the topic you're going for. And then after that, you got Pendulum, 5th outright. And then that one normally is like, it's more towards like you're gonna have an issue on your money along the line, but it's more towards like, not in a bad way, but it's more towards like you need to be careful of it, because you need to think about your own family, your own life along the line, or maybe the friend when you're thinking about it. So you need to be cautious of it in a way. So at least from how I look at your 3 card right so far, is that Death card is saying that the topic you're going to write in your mind is that you really have it in the right track, but you need to be careful of it. It's not about is it a good year for writing a book. It's more towards, are you thinking of the right topic? Yes, because you're an artist and not a businessman, that's why you need to be cautious about it. You need to be cautious of it. Not saying like it's bad. It's more towards that you need to be cautious of the things in a way, as well as that you need to care for your family as well in a good way. So if you're working on that end, I think you should be on the right track. But it's more towards the card is telling you need to be careful. Your topic is to make old school adventure fantasy story. I think that's a good idea, but there is a catch. Because it's a fantasy, right? So I think you need, for me who is a writer myself, I think it's more towards like you need to be cautious of the storyboard. I think other than that, I think overall is like the thing is, right, death card upside down is not really mean the end. Okay, I have a death card on my own self last year, and I really did got a stroke that I almost died, and yet 8 months later now today I'm still freaking alive. So in a way it's really like I wasn't expecting that I got a death card that I was going to die last year, but I guess having as a demon cat for 9 billion life, I had to use up one of my life, a huge chunk of my life to stay alive. But other than that, I mean, like in a way, right, I think it's more towards like you need to be cautious for Dark North Sun. I think it's more towards like you need to be careful of your things that you're gonna do. You can go for it, you can still do on it, because death card on the for yes or no is telling me that there is no yes or no answer for your case, but it's more towards that you need to be cautious of the things you're gonna do, because you are on the right track, but you need to be cautious of it, because if the moment you start thinking of it in a bad direction, it's going to affect you in a bad way, and you may end up suffering, and your family and your friends may end up be sad over it though. So other than that, I think your case is more towards like you're going to do a old school adventure fantasy story. And then hello there, how's your day? So for your case, it's more towards like you need to be cautious of the topic, the storyboard, and And I think other than that, you should be on the right track though. So Darkness-san, I think I don't think you need to worry about your situation. Is it a good year or not? It's more towards like your one is more towards like you just need to be cautious, okay? And you get to hang out with friends. It's a good thing that Neji-san and Venice-san wasn't here when I said that thing earlier. Why is it that Neji-san and Venice-san decided to come back just now? if I do any tarot card reading, you can take note. Don't need to worry. I will say the stream in advance. But just be cautious of your work, okay? But other than that, your one, it can be. Oh, I forgot. Yearly luck. 12-month card? General card? What kind of card? Okay, there's two kind of card reading. One is 12-month card. Each month along the line, or you want in general, which is 5 card, which is basically kind of like in general form in a way. And obviously one of them is going to be your love card along the line. So what is it? Okay, since you can't decide, we'll ask the card. If the cards give me an upside down card, oh, okay, outright card will do. Outright card will go with. Okay. Let this. I think it has to be you to say it for some reason. Outright card and upside down card. Okay, it'll be these 3 cards in general form, and I will flip it this way, not upside down way. Tell me, outright or upside down, which one do you want to do 12 card? Or okay, outright is the 5 card. Okay, outright is the 5 card. So and strangely, the card want you to do the 12-month reading. Zannen, Neji-san, the cards say that you must have the 12 card reading. Even though you're losing your strength over it. The tarot cards say no. Well, I can technically slip in 1 card reading for you later on, just a love life. So we're gonna do the reading. You want me to do the 3 card suffering, but it's gonna be kind of like 2 card reading. One is basically your 12 month, and then after that will be 1 special case for you. You say not interested, but say the person who keep asking about love. They say not interested, but I'm not thinking about love, huh? I wonder about that. I wonder why. But anyway, 12-month card will be basically mean that the card is highlighting as that. So, and it seems that all the 12 card is calling me out right now. Hola, the deck is aware of it right off the bat though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is 7. 6 is definitely this one. 6, 7. You got 3 cards? August, you got 3 cards. Nine. Ten, 11, I'm actually using all my real life energy on it. Okay, that's on. Plus. Okay. Quite interesting. We're gonna go with each month one by one for your case. For your first card, January, which is this month, you got Knight of Ward. And Ward is normally a bit related to work in a way. So I'm assuming that you are busy with your study lately? And can I assume that is the case? Because it seems that you've been working very hard working in a way. But at the same time, because I also do know that you also do your cosplay as well, so you need to be very cautious, okay? Because night card is normally mean that you are you may be overworking in a way, but in a good way. So at least from how I look at it is that this month you are working according to plan, but you need to take note of your health along the line. So this month is you need to be very cautious in a way. Now for your February, yeah, you're doing commission, so you're gonna be careful, okay? Got Queen of Swords upside down. It seems to me that you next month you need to be even more careful along the line. Well, Queen of Swords normally can mean like in a good way, because it's like you're letting it down, probably because you are doing commission and your study all these things, so maybe your next month gonna rest out, but you need to be cautious of it, because if you over rest it, you're gonna end up not able to do your thing that may be hidden in time. So just be careful of that, and I think you should be all right, because it can also, like upside down sword queen, right? It can be also mean that you are slacking in a way. So February, just be careful, okay, Neji-san. Now for your March, you got the Tower card. Oh, normally when like earlier, I know for Reggie-san your one was a good one, but for this case, Neji-san, is there something on March or something that you may not be aware, like maybe like some sort of hidden exam or assignment along the line? Because if you're not careful enough, you're going to end up not making things on time though. So I think you might want to be very careful of your March along the line, because March meaning that you might end up overdoing. It's not really that bad. If it's outright there, I would say it's totally bad. But if it's upside down, yeah, I think it's your midterm that's why it's warning you right now that your March is probably you need to be very careful. Your card is telling you that your March you need to be very careful. So more towards like your February you need to study a bit more, and then your March you should be okay. But if not, you're gonna end up suffering from it though. Your March is you're gonna suffer in a way, so be careful. April. Upside down pendulum. Interestingly, you're hardworking, but not in a good way. That's a bit concerning. But not saying in a bad way, okay? It's more towards like people will try to take advantage of you. It's more towards like people are trying to take advantage of you. It could be in your study, it could be due to your cosplay along the line. So you need to be cautious on that end, okay? I think other than that, you just need to be very careful. It's more like a lot of cards is telling you to be careful though. But your May you can enjoy. Well, technically not sure what enjoyment that you can go for, but your May you at least you're gonna have something to celebrate. At least you can take it as a good mean that is something that you can be happy about, and it is based on the things you did. So it could be due to your maybe you pass your exam along the line, or it can be due to that. But you need to be cautious, because if your assignment a group assignment and then your people making taking advantage of you need to be cautious of it. But other than that, if you work well, you should have a good enjoyable May, and then your June. You need to be very careful. If not, I will fly all the way. I will make sure I will fly all the way to Thailand to point you in the head with a 3-meter packet. So your June, well, you may celebrate. You may celebrate on May, but please be careful of over celebrating, because if you're not careful enough, you may get injured or you may end up something bad along the line. So if you can celebrate on May, but make sure to keep it within moderation, okay? At least keep that in mind. July, this card is saying that your July is going to have a good month. Huh. Interesting. It means that in case you know what, I think that is probably the reason why she got 3 cards. Oh. Neji-san, I think your July you definitely need to be cautious. You need to be careful, but in a good way. You got the star card. This is August, okay? This is July and August. July, if you take good note of it, you have basically 3 routes in a good way. One of the cards is not really good, so I'm gonna explain all of them. Now, basically in July, if you do it in a good way, your fortune for August will have basically in one of the things is your hope may happen, or people may give you what you want, but at the same time you need to be cautious that if everything don't go well, you might end up suffering from it. You might have to pay for it in a way. So you need to be very careful on July. The Wheel of Fortune is really the Wheel of Fortune for you to have. That's why it's kind of interesting. No wonder it called 3 cards. Basically, your July is gonna have it's gonna be a moment of trial for you though. That will affect your next month. No wonder 3 cards. It was warning you already. But 2 good, 1 bad, so kind of like you need to be very cautious of that end. So your August is gonna be affected by your July, okay? So be careful on that end, okay? Now for your September, you still I think you still have to overwork on your stuff or along the line, maybe your cosplay, your study. So that is, I think that's the thing you need to focus on. And then for your October, 6 of Swords, I'm assuming that maybe study, exam. But you need to take care of your health as well, okay? It could be due to your health as well. So it's probably something you need to be cautious along the line. But if you do it correctly, you should be in the right way. Because the thing is, right, if you overstudy along the line, you're going to end up getting in a bad health along the line. So you be cautious about that. And now for your last 2 months, a bit concerning. Why is this swords? Okay, 4 of Swords for your November, it means that you might end up getting sick along the line. Not those kind of serious one, most likely a cough or whatever. But I think you guys need to be very cautious on November. Like, I actually did a reading for my mate earlier, and she also got sick for her November. So I think you guys need to be very cautious on November this year. You guys might end up getting sick, so I want you guys to be cautious on that end. And 2 of Swords, it seems like you're going to make a choice on that year, but the choice that is something that you decided already. So I don't think I need to worry for you on that end, but just be careful yourself, okay? So overall, your reading, okay, for your case is basically you need to be very careful on March, July and August, because your July will affect your August, as well as your October and November. Basically, disaster card, it means that maybe your exam is going to affect you. Your October maybe your end of the year exam along the line. Or the November can be exam on the line. So you need to be careful about your exam, all these things. But your July, you got the Moon card. Okay, for the July to August one, okay, Neji-san, I think for your case it's more towards like, because you got the moon card itself, so it's gonna be in a good way that the thing that affect you is gonna affect you in a good way, but you need to be careful. Okay, you need to be very careful. But it is something that you may like, and it seems that I do not need to do your love card reading. That's what I can say. Because it seems to me that it's gonna your July, August. I can't really say is it love lie, but it could be. It could be. I can't say too much. It could be. It could be. It could also could not be along the line. Okay. Cat. Good. I'll do a quick one. It'll be kind of like, you want me to do a 3-card reading on your cat's car? Okay. This card was calling me out already. This card was the last card. This card. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so in regard is that 3 of Swords, 8 of Swords upside down, and 10 of Pendulum. You need to be careful on one end is that your cat is still gonna be alright, but there may be case of it getting sick, or it may be case of like it might end up something wrong along the line. So you just need to be cautious of that end. And overall, your cat is still gonna end up spending money on you, so you better be careful on that end. But in a good way. So I think it's more towards like if you make good well of them, I think they are going to be healthy along the line. So I don't think you need to worry on that. Your cat is going to be healthy, but at the same time you need to make sure that they need to be careful along the line. And if they get sick, it's more on kind of like something you need to make sure your family be aware of them along the line. So I think your cat is so far in good condition, but you need to be careful of it, okay? And as well as since you're flying back along the line, just be careful. Yeah, you spend money on money, so also you need to be very cautious of the end. So it's kind of interesting that the card was carrying me along the line, okay. 11:24 p.m. Still got one last person. Kelly-san, is Kurumi still around? One last reading. Sure, I can do. Yeah, go. Just be careful, okay, Benny-san. Can I have an understanding on what kind of reading your friend want? Just as a highlight to show back, because today is a new moon, I have to show this again though, every single time. So new moon is basically fresh start, or planting new seed, or more like starting a new cycle. So curious on his year. I'm gonna take it as general. Is there anything that he's curious about as well? Not just in a year, but basically he got something within this year that he curious about? Like kind of like maybe in general all these things, but at the same time like anything that is focused on, or maybe something towards like he want general form along the line, like love life, general life, work life, health life, that kind of thing. It's linked in career and fortune. I'm gonna take it as in general form. Don't need to. You can type in Discord for me. 내가 힘든 스트레스 그래. Also, by the way, Kali-san is not really a description of him, more like towards what kind of reading he wonder. Like the general 5-card reading, which is basically journal, work, love, health, and things to look out for, or maybe like basically just maybe his career and fortune, these two only. Also, Kuren-san, are you still there? Because I'm gonna ask you one thing is that is Kurumi able want to do the reading, or it will be more towards like using if it's up tomorrow, it will be more towards I'll be doing the reading privately on Discord, something along the line. The general, you're not mistaken, he said last time. Okay, so I'll take it as a 5-card reading. And he seems like he's happy with it. Okay. So I'm gonna take it as a 5-card reading for him. Is she around? Also to highlight that the new moon is basically today is the new moon, so new moon is more on what kind of reading. Okay. I need to suffer. I need to do a proper suffer. Okay. This 2 card is the warning card. This card is the general one. This card is the work. This card is the love. Help. This card is calling me. And this one is things that he need to avoid. Okay. Pretty interesting, he got 7 cards. Well, we'll do the 5 card first, and then we'll look into his things that he need to avoid. So general, work, love, health, and Pandaren. Tell your friend to be very extremely careful, Richie-san. If I have to say, it's actually a very bad reading right now. I am extremely cautious about your friend right now. So the issue on hand is that the overall luck is not in a good direction. Especially right now, it seems that he may end up suffering from it. as well as that his work is showing that he's working overworking in a way. And then for his love, it seems like there is someone after him, but he's kind of like that idiot in a way, because the High Priestess in a way is a healer card, but he's not taking it in a way. Now, the issue on hand for his health, he got a Tower card, and Tower card when you come to health, when it upside down, normally can mean that he's going to have something happen to him along the line, so he need to be very cautious along the line. And in regard is that his last card, Ace of Pentacles, it means that he needs to be very careful with his the way he's going to spend his money. So in general form, right, I think he needs to be very cautious. Is that because his general form is that he's having sword all around him, the Knight of Sword. Eight of Swords, sorry. So he's gonna have a bad general year along the line. It's not saying that he's gonna suffer from it right off the bat. It's more towards like he's gonna get stressed or he's gonna overwork himself along the line. So I think he need to be very cautious in that end. In a way, because it's that he's based on the word itself, it's like he's accepting all the word that's given to him, but he's just taking it as if it's nothing. And in regards to his love, he seems obedient about it, so I think you might want to give him a warning about it. Like he need to conscious about the love along the line, because it seems like he's you can see he's complaining. Yeah, he's definitely complaining already based on these two cards. Now for the last two cards, his health is gonna get a little bit bad in a way, so he may be gonna have a bit of need to take care of his health along the line, because it's that he may end up suffering from it in terms of like be a physical one or a mental one, so he need to be cautious about it. Now the last card is basically the way he spent his money. He need to be cautious about it, because it's like it seems to me he gonna end welcome back, Katniss-san. Like it's gonna be something you need to be cautious. You need to tell him to be cautious about the way he spend money, because it might end up hurting it in a way. So you guys need to be cautious about it, okay? Like for your case, you definitely need to be cautious. At least from how I look at it. I thought Kurun was away. Because it's like if she was away, I would definitely do the new moon reading. But if it's the afternoon, it will be the sun reading though. Or more like a hot, rather normal reading along the line. And today how many reading I did today? let me count. My mom, my maid, Benny-san, Richie-san, Karen-san, Neji-san, that right-san, that no-san, sorry. Yeah, quite 8 people already though. Yo, I'm reaching my limit in a way. But for Richie-san, I think you... Let me see. The person is a close friend and your crush, and I know you worry about him, but at the same time, idiot not noticing the girl. That one I can't say too much on that end because I have no idea what kind of friend is that. But I think you might want to inform him about he need to take care of his health though. At least from how I look at it. Now the last two cards, it seems to me that your friend overall will still be moving in a good life, in a good direction. So I think overall, I don't think you need to worry that much over him, because he's gonna have a good life, in a good way, all these things. But it's more towards like you need to hope, for it to, like you have to make sure that he's not like you forcing it on him. All towards like you need to make sure that he's going in the right direction, moving in the right direction towards the happiness, and I think it should be in a good way though. So if he's someone that you're having a crush on, you may want to make sure that he's aware of it. Along the line, you have to force it, like you got the tower card, the disaster card along on him. So I think it's more towards like you need to make sure that he's aware of it, and make sure that he's be aware of, like happy about it as well though. But I think it's more towards like you have to force it down his throat along the line. So other than that, yeah, you need to tell him on that end, like he's gonna have a good life, but he still need to be very cautious and need to be very careful along that. But yeah, 11:38 PM already, so I think it's also a good time to pause for the day in a way. But yeah, I think like you just need to tell, you definitely need to tell your friend on that end though. I think it's more towards like you need to tell your friend that maybe you want to show the part about the one where I did your reading along the line as well. So maybe that will also kind of like maybe make him be aware of it along the line. I don't know. I mean, like if he's aware of it, that would be great in a way though. But other than that, I mean, today quite a lot of reading in a way though. It's kind of interesting that today I did quite a lot of reading. 8 or 9 reading. I lost count already. The only issue is that I didn't get my real life friend to be a lot to come. I was hoping to able to do their reading as well though. Unless I need to message them later on. Unless they're sleeping already. But other than that, it's quite a lot of reading today though. Like I did quite a lot of reading. Quite interesting. Not that I mind. It's more towards like hopefully it will be a moment of like me doing a lot of reading along the line. Like I have to admit, I even tried to get some quite popular VTuber whether they want me to do their reading for them along the line. I have to admit that. But I think at least today quite a lot in a way though. Ay, pachi pachi. But at the very least, right? At least today is kind of like in a good way though. At least you get to see my hand along the line. Hey, I kind of like showing my hand in like in right now. It's kind of like one thing along the line. But I'm gonna take it like to the reading. That's all for today. At the very least, I kind of like making it like going in the right direction along the line. Okay, not saying like. Yes, thank you for the compliment. But at the same time, it's more towards like it's gonna be 12 PM soon. 90 more minutes to it. So I think it's also a good time to pause for the day and we all go and sleep along the line. I mean, like unless like you guys want me to do a sudden reading along the line, that would be kind of like maybe using a sunny day or a clear day to do a reading for a clear reading along the line if you guys are more on to that. But that would be kind of like a standard normal reading along the line though. So it's just that today right now is more towards like a full go. Let me do. Like Pale-san, are you still there? Is Pale-san around? Pale-san, are you still there? Let me clarify on that. Do you want to have a tarot card reading just in case before I end the stream? Don't need to say that I'm forcing you to have it, okay, or whatever, or you don't want to force me along the line. Take it that do you want to have a reading along the line? Or you taking it as a moment to rest. We all go and rest up. It's actually fine though. You don't have anything. Yeah, I think then best we say as like no, and maybe if like any other day you want a reading, you just tell me. Then I'll do a reading for you. At the very least, right, you don't need to say that you need to force me, okay? But at the very least, right? At the very least, I think it's actually a good thing that you guys have to understand one thing, okay? I actually have to admit one thing. I'm not sure if anyone was aware, because the thing is, right, when I decided to bring back tarot card reading, right, it was actually something that I used to do back when before I was a VTuber, before I was a faceless streamer, and in a way it was kind of like funny, at least in my point of view, was because my reading is kind of like powerful or strong or too accurate by some people along the line. And I think like Katin-san and the others was aware of it when I say about I did a marriage reading for one of my friends, and the reading was there for him, and I say that there is a chance that there is a that I think that they might not want to get married because it's like they might end up divorced, and he said that no, they're gonna get married along the line, and no. They did get married, and they say that it was a success along the line, like, and they say my reading was fake along the line, and I just go with that. Because of that, I kind of like just say that, hey, if that's the case, I guess I will have to stop reading along the line, even though when my late master taught me at the time, she said I was one of the strong reader along the line. So it was kind of like, I was kind of like Mona in a way that, like, the master was a strong reader, but I kind of like think that at the time I really have a little bit of Mona mindset in a way. I can't deny that the fact though, that I actually have a little bit of Mona mindset in the past. Not in a bad way, it was more towards like, mine was in a way that I was not expecting it that a lot of my reading can be actually like accurate. I think you guys already know that how accurate my reading is already. But at the same time, it's more towards like when it happened, 9 years later, my friend married, and I was still in Japan at the time. He just outright tell me that he divorced. And the thing was, I already tell you guys, is that sometimes my reading can happen within one day, it can happen within the next moment, or it can even happen on the same timing, or it can even happen like years in advance. So the issue on him was that unless I do a Pacific month reading or the Pacific time, all this thing, yeah, he basically got hit with the baguette at the time when he told me that, and that was a moment of like saying that, hey, then at least my power was correct. It's just only 9 years in advance. So at the time when I returned to Singapore, I was wondering, like, so I touch back into tarot card in a way, and I was actually going, like, I actually talked about this back then, and I said that, hey, maybe I should do tarot card reading again along the line. And I know like Kathleen's son like do reading along the line a little bit, but it's not like wasn't aware that I was actually that powerful, right? I think it's like quite a few people never expect that I was such a powerful reader in a way though. Because I'm really not the type to brag about it though. Like I think you guys know me very well already. Like, I'm not the person who like to brag about it though. Yeah, thank you. But it's just more towards like sometimes some people just always think that I'm bragging or talking. Like even the Mihoyo one where I say that put a freaking blue cat wearing glasses and able to talk, and they freaking did though. Yeah, actually my two friends from Japan, right, they actually thought that I was kind of like anyhow read, but they were both shocked when I did for them when they visit me. The two of them who come to my house to stay, they were both shocked to that I was able to read their reading on the spot, even though they can't, like, even one of them was asking about her work, and just word itself I was able to read accurately on her live, and she was shocked right off the bat. Because not saying like it's good or bad, okay, it's more towards like I was aware, as if like she did, like I was like she told me the secret, all this thing, and she was actually shocked. So that's why I was like wondering, like, do she want a reading? But I think they are busy with work, so I'm just assuming that they don't want a reading now. But even so, they were actually shocked at how crazy my reading was, and I just say that I was taught by the best late master that I ever have in my life. But it's still kind of like a shock in a way, because when it comes to accurate reading, it's also kind of like scary even for me at times. Like even earlier when I say like the tower card for you is like disaster in a way, but then it's like you need to force it down along the line to force it along the line. So it's really kind of like things that happen is really like not saying like good or bad along the line. It's more towards like how do you gonna make sure that it go in a way that you want along the line. So for me, right, sorry about that, but for me it's more towards like when it comes to this kind of reading, it's more towards like bad reading is more towards a warning for you guys, and good reading is more towards you guys need to be cautious about it, and I hope that you will go in the right direction. Because if the guys take it for granted just because you got a good reading, it may not go in a good way. So you guys need to be very cautious, because that's always been how I do my reading, and that's how I want you guys to be cautious and be careful along the line though, because I don't want you guys to out of nowhere saying like just because of this or just because of that, and then I'm not taking care of yourself. Okay, anyway, that's it for today. Anyway, I think it's also 11:49 p.m. Technically 11 more minutes to everything, and because YouTube has been not very kind on streaming, so I think it's a good time for me to end the stream as well, because I am having like I seeing some buffering on my YouTube as well, so I'm thinking that it's also telling me to end the stream for the day. I mean, like we take it as like 2 hours and today is it's like 2 hours and 32 minutes of live stream, you know. So I think it's a good time for me to end the stream and go and rest up as well. I mean, like tomorrow I need to wake up to and see how it goes though. So that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys again at the next video or live stream. Tomorrow I was thinking of streaming at 3, but because I might end up going out, so I have to change it to 9 p.m. I know I put it on Discord at 2 p.m, but because tomorrow my mom is also resting, my dad is also may have to bring him to see doctor, so tomorrow afternoon I can't put it as tomorrow afternoon stream playing Genshin, but nighttime tomorrow I'll be playing definitely Genshin. So that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys again at the next video or live stream. So with that being said, I hope you guys had a nice day or night. お疲れ。バイバーイ。